children as combatants. Some of these children are 4 years old. In other photos, they are seen brandishing high-powered weapons behind the black flag of ISIL. Video shows them combat training with adults. Another video shows a boy joining the front line with fighters. It is believed that this is a battle between the Maute fighters and the Philippine Army last year in Lanao province. The Maute was initially set up as a militia by a powerful political clan before pledging allegiance to ISIL a few years ago. The Maute wants to set up an Islamic state in Lanao, one of the poorest regions anywhere in the Philippines. Funding from abroad has started to flow in. Fighters seized the center of Marawi last week. More than 100 people have already been killed as troops encircled the besieged city. President Rodrigo Duterte declared martial law all across the Mindanao region. Maute leaders formed an alliance with the notorious Abu Sayyaf group last year. It helped the Maute gain notoriety, and its ranks grew to around 200. Philippine Army commanders say the Maute is recruiting children through study sessions called Hafiz, and that Maute has also specifically recruited orphans, particularly those whose rebel parents were killed in combat. They are seen to be the most vulnerable. It is not the first time that children have been used as child fighters. For decades, armed groups have been using children on the front lines, and most of them are even recruited by their own families. But this is the first time in the decades-long insurgency in Mindanao that children have been used as propaganda tool in videos.
I guess it started with the historical context of the Mindanao conflict, but it's also, you could not divorce it from what is happening in the global context. The 9/11 attacks framing the war on terrorism, the us and them divide, and the alienation of the Moro society.
The government is promising to end the crisis in Marawi in the coming week. Many here believe that it will take far longer to heal society's wounds.
Oh, nakahubad nga.
Yung kon na yun?
Oh, yun.
Armado?
May tao doon, gumalaw.
Yun yung muna ko. At saka hindi mag-uubad ang sibilyan ngayon dyan. Saan ba na yan? Tayo.
Yun sa taas, yun. Yun.
Kaya mo, Brad, kaya mo.
Wala, tumatago na. Kunin yun! Lakay! Kunin mo! Erwin!
Yan.
Sa kanya yan, sir. Tsaka sir, sabi mo, Sting, may extra lakas. Ganun ba? Yan. Sting, may extra lakas. Sling ba kung buhay dala, pwede na masingit. Ito, sir. Thank you, sir.
It is almost a ghost town. The streets of Marawi City in the southern Philippines are empty and quiet, except for the sound of war. Since Tuesday, the military has been engaging what are believed to be the combined forces of the Abu Sayyaf and Maute groups, Filipino Muslim extremists that have pledged allegiance to ISIL. The battle has apparently gone from inside the city to the fringes and now back inside.
Very fluid, very...
The movements of local terrorists are very fluid and dynamic. They're not fixed in one location, so we also have to keep repositioning so that we can outstep and outmaneuver them.
So, ganun din tayo. No, yung...
This includes retaking buildings the militants occupied and destroyed, and securing civilians trapped or taken hostage. This hospital was one of them.
When I saw them, initially there were, I think, 3. They were very young. They were holding armalites. So they came here in the emergency room. They were trying, I think, to secure if they would have casualties, if they can be, in other words, treated here.
Okay, so we've reached a hospital here in Marawi City that just a couple of days ago was occupied by militants who pledged allegiance to ISIL. And now we see these soldiers here, they're positioned, there are gunshots there. You can hear that was one gunshot. It appears the gunfights are not far from here. The situation here is still tense. To prevent the conflict from spilling over, Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte declared martial law over the entire southern region on Tuesday. But upon his return from Russia on Wednesday, he warned that the entire nation could be placed under martial rule.
If I think that the ISIS has already taken foothold also in Luzon, and terrorism is not really far behind, I might declare martial law throughout the country.
And while there are concerns martial law could be abused by authorities, for now protection is what the war-weary people of the southern Philippines want and need. Barnaby Lo, CGTN.
Siyempre, as a mother, talagang nagpapanik ka na kasi nasa trabaho ako eh. So wala akong masakyan, di ko mapuntahan yung anak ko. For the whole night, wala akong tulog. Iyak lang ako ng iyak. I'm calling them, sabi ko, kung maari, mag-evacuate na kayo.